I am a certified lazy creative, but this one skill set helps counterbalance my laziness and it makes making art way easier. And unfortunately, this is a skill set that doesn't get taught a lot because I think we assume that it's a skill set that is intrinsic and it can't be improved upon. But I know for a fact that this is something you can improve upon. And that skill set is curiosity. Now, some of you may just have rolled your eyes at me, or maybe you already clicked off this video, but ask yourself, when was the last time you actively cultivated your curiosity? You know it's a superpower, you know it can help you a ton, but when was the last time you really lean into it and try to improve your ability to be curious? Take 2 seconds right now to look around the room. Look around, what do you see? And be deeply curious about what you actually see. What does a plant look like? What are the shapes that you see? What is the texture? Instead of just seeing the symbol of the visual field that you have in front of you, instead of just seeing a cup, what does a cup look like? When you move your head, how do the planes change? Be deeply curious about what you're seeing and do that right now. Just for like 5 seconds. Look around. What do you see? And assume that you know nothing. Assume that you don't understand the world and you're looking into it. You're viewing it for the first time. What do you see? What do you actually see? And lean into that for 2 seconds. Just do that for 2 seconds right now. What you might start to notice is that the energy in your body is growing the more curious you are. The more you look at things and really pay close attention, the more energized you feel. And that is the superpower of curiosity. There's an energizing force that you just have to start to channel. This is within you at all times. The ability to pay close attention and really look at things, that power is there at all times, all throughout the day. So you can use that curiosity to energize your drawing practice. And it'll make it way easier to get to the drawing table when you spend your day looking at the world and really paying attention to the visual field, because that is what we're applying to the art practice. Now, obviously, you can be curious about other aspects of your life as well, and that will help a ton. But let's start here with the visual field, because that is something that we like focusing on, because that's why we like art. One of the main challenges for curiosity nowadays is the amount of distractions that we have that feed on our lower instincts. Our attention is getting pulled in all kinds of directions, which means it's very hard to really introspect and pay attention to what we are actually interested in instead of what is taking our attention in the short term. You might be someone who uses the internet as a way to find education, as a way to really explore your curiosity. And if you are able to do that, that's beautiful. That is the superpower of the internet. But I think for many of us, it becomes this challenge where it's constantly distracting us in ways that isn't actually helpful, but we also use it sometimes for education like this channel. The next time you're consuming a piece of content, really ask yourself how much of your desire is coming from an internal source versus just like a lower instinct, like an external pulling. Do you feel excited about it? Is the content making you inspired to do more, or is it making you feel like you want to do less? There's nothing wrong with relaxing and watching a TV show, but there's so many TV shows that would make you feel excited, that would increase your curiosity instead of making you feel dreadful and not excited to do art. For example, one thing that I like doing is whenever I feel uninspired, I'll watch a Ghibli movie or any animated movie that is beautiful, because that beauty gets internalized and then I want to do things. I want to make art. So pay close attention to what type of content you consume, because the type of content you consume can feed into your curiosity or it could dwindle it. And that is impacting how you see your art practice. One very practical way you can increase your curiosity is by noting when you are feeling curious about something. Write it down. So right now, open your notes app or whatever writing tool that you want and just jot down a couple of things that have been interesting to you this past week. And they can be very small things. They can be small moments of things. They can be just like, oh, when I was on this walk, I saw a cool rock and the rock made me excited. It can be that small. And you might think that that's insignificant, but I think that's the most significant. It's the small experience that you're having that make up your life. It's like those small moments that really capture your attention, those are the things that you will use in your art practice. The art practice isn't about big visions. They're usually about these smaller experiences that you're capturing within the art practice. So start jotting them down. And it could be random things, right? It could be anything. What was the last thing that you texted to a friend that you were excited about? Like, was it a link? Just start writing these things down and just let them be gibberish. They don't have to make total sense. They don't have to be an essay. Just like note the things that are exciting to you in any aspect of your life, so that when you read it back, you'll be like, yeah, these are all things that I'm very excited about. And then you could lean into those curiosities anytime there's open space in your schedule. If you're feeling bored, then you can just look at your list of things that were exciting to you this past week and you'd be like, oh yeah, that memory, or this thing is exciting. I saw this cool plant and I took a picture of it. Let me draw that. And then try to take those curiosities and see if you can add those into your art practice. So if you're like excited about a certain part of history, you can research that part of the history and then try to use some of those elements in your art practice. You can pull in any aspect of life into your art practice, and that will make it easier not to be a lazy creative. Because, you know, being a lazy creative, although it's a funny term, we want to find a way that we can still make art. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that we use our curiosity to develop our love for the art practice. So make sure that you find ways to pull in joy into your art practice from all the different things that you find exciting in your life. And that I think that is the main thing that is useful about curiosity. Now, if you are someone who struggles with high expectations and your high expectations of the drawing practice is what is holding you back, I have a free lesson below where I talk about the challenges of high expectations. This was actually from my mindful drawing course. It's a part of the drawing habits section of the course, but I wanted to share that for free because I know that a lot of you struggle with this. Like, it's something that I struggle with a ton. So check that link below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And also click here, watch another video with me. Bye.